Hello guys and welcome to another Mad Chili video. Today we're here at San Diego Airport and we're taking this lovely 767 down to Vancouver. So I actually thought this flight would be about 2.5 hours. It's actually 3 hours, so a bit of a longer flight. Obviously that will be edited out for you guys anyway. It's one of the shorter flights that FlyK does though with its 767s. I wanted to get a flight in with it, so there you go. It's also because we have a bit of headwind on the way, but we're here in San Diego. I think there's one more plane on the ground here, according to VATSPY, although I can't see it unless it's departed, is it? Yes, it has, actually. It's just departed. I was going to say, yeah, there's nothing here. But, it's, currently about sunrise here in San Diego, quite cloudy, but looking pretty good. I love this 767 with this lovely livery on as well. It's really nice. But anyway, let's actually get on with the flight, because it's a bit of a longer flight than I thought, so let's get on with it. So first of all, let's just go ahead and get the battery, standard power to auto and the battery on. External power on, bus ties over to auto, and that will just fire everything up for us, ready to go. Just check all these in kilograms and the original FMC, perfect. And just need to check quickly as well. I haven't actually, what do you call it? I haven't had a look at the V speeds for this plane. So, you know what? We'll just go with a basic. Actually, you know what? Should we go with the PIP FMC today? No, because that won't give me an accurate. That won't give me an accurate ETA, and I hate that. So we'll just go with this test. With this one, and we'll do our own V speeds. It'll be roughly 145, 150, 155. We'll just use those as basics. Because I haven't on my other PC. I have prepared like a PDF document with the V speeds on them, because they're buried quite deep in the manual, and I can't even remember where the manual is. It's somewhere in the documents folder, I think, in X-Plane. Anyway, that aside, let's go ahead and actually get the plane prepped. So emergency lights over to arms position and just get my charts ready, because the Navigraph app today keeps crashing. It's done it twice already, so it is known for doing that, but hopefully it's not too often. Now I don't know which stand to use, so I've just picked one on the off the little tier of Terminal 1, hoping that is what they use. Yeah, FlyK hasn't given anything, so I want to just get on with this, really, and quickly. Hang a minute, okay, this is interesting. I don't know what stand we're parked at, because there's only one. That's a weird one. Okay, so there's only one chart for air parking spots and coordinates. Oh, there they are. Never mind, I'm being silly. I've just found them. Good. It was buried somewhere else in the chart. Right, we're here on the ground in Ksan. Because before we do anything, obviously we want to get the IRS's aligning. So left side onto nav, right side, and centre. The oil dampers also can come on, and these can go to auto in this aircraft. The hydraulic pumps, they're all automatic, so you can just go with it, and the utility buses can come on as well. Packed, we want to leave off for now, unlike the 7.5, which can be started on auto packs. This thing can't. You need to turn them off, but we will put them on auto for now, just so that the plane can get heated up, and then we'll switch them off later on. Although weirdly, at the moment anyway, they're not actually powering up, so that's a weird one. Normally when I put them on auto, they alright, we'll put this on as well. Yeah, normally when I put it on auto, these will keep them off then. Hopefully it can be heated sufficiently. Right, so the IRS position, back to what we were doing before, is because otherwise the GPS in this aircraft doesn't work properly unless you put in the exact coordinates. North 32, 44.0. It's like the real aircraft, there's no GPS, so you just have to put these in yourself. West 117 and 11.9 in there. So you can see it's slightly different to Ksan Airport, so it means that it's just more accurate of where we are. And CYVR is our airport we're going to. So before we do anything else, I'm just going to go ahead and do the weights for today. So we've run through the sim brief plan of what we're doing today. You can see here 2 hours 56 minutes in the air and a block fuel of 16.9. We'll just do 17,000 kilos because that's a bit easier. It's just a nice simple number. Packs number, we are taking 158 on board today. No idea how full that is. Not that full. 158, and we're looking for a zero fuel weight of 106.6. Okay, we'll have to go with no cargo at all then, and that pretty much hits 106.6. It's quite close. Hang on a minute, has SimBrief planned this correctly? Yeah, it has planned it with the 767-300. Sometimes it plans it with the wrong aircraft type. But luckily the gross weight and the zero fuel weight do roughly match up, so that means that it is the correct aircraft type. We'll go ahead and hit load. Actually, we need to do maintenance. There you go. Maintenance has been completed as well, and that'll get on with it, meaning that I can get back, and then we'll just check the fuel's loading on board as well. You can see there it is, perfect. And then our altitude here in San Diego is like, it's quite close to sea level, isn't it, this airport? Just so, it doesn't actually say. Does it say on the airport chart? It should do. It really should say. I can't find it. Where the, there it is, 17 feet. Yeah, so it's pretty much sea level. So that's set up and ready to go. So now we're going to start punching in our route. This will not take very long at all. We're departing on runway 09, and today we're taking the Echo 2 with the Seal Beach transition. And from Seal Beach, it's going to be direct to EHF, and then it's going to be J5 to Pinney. Actually, no, J5 to Seattle. Pinney's a step climb. J5 to Seattle, and then direct to Papa Alpha Echo. Papa Alpha Echo in there, and it is going to be, which one is it? Which Papa Echo Alpha is it? Papa, actually it's Papa Alpha Echo, I said it wrong. Seattle, there it is, 110.6, so it's that one there, second one. And activate, execute, and then the arrival is going to be, at the moment, ILS 08 left or right. I'm yet to check actually, so I'll do that now on flight radar. Whether they're using the 08, that's what SimBrief initially planned. But I will just check, and then it'll be 08 left because that's closest to where Fly UK park. So we always use 08 left if possible. The last landing was, oh there you go, the plane's just taken off in fact, and they are using the 08. It looks like they're using 08 right for takeoffs, so probably 08 left for landings. So we'll use 08 left as planned. ILS 08 left, and the grid 6 with the Papa Alpha Echo transition. Put that in there, everything should all be good. There's a discount there shouldn't be one there. And there's going to be one here because of the vectors. I will sort that out once we're closer to our arrival airport. Operators can go over to RTO, and then we'll run through all our flows. This can go on to heading, and you can see 3 minutes until the RS has finished aligning. And everything's all good here. So everything's all good here. Position lights can come on. And flick that over to USB, it's just something I like to do. Window heats can come on. And I think basically everything else is all prepped and ready to go because I set some of it up earlier. So yeah, everything's all ready to go then for our flight today. So what we're going to do is well, actually, you can just leave this. In fact, there you go. So the fuel's just been completed loading, so that's good. Reserves just going to put in 2. Cost index is 75. Cruising today at 380 with a step climb up to 400 mid-flight. Cruising quite hard today, probably because of the wind. It's quite windy, and we're also quite light. Cruise winds are 309 at 060. And IC deviation is -2. -2. And takeoff then is going to be a flaps 5, I think. No D-rate needed. And it's going to be 150, 155, and then like 160. I bet it's probably less than that, isn't it? The V-speed's probably less, but never mind. There doesn't appear to be a way to D-rate the takeoff, that doesn't really matter. Maybe it's... Yeah, look, why does that say flex 5 degrees? Oh, that's temperature select, not flaps. Oh, that's why. But it'll be a flaps 5 departure, probably about 35 degrees temp select. How big's the runway? It's only 9,400 feet, but we are very light, remember. So I think we're basically ready to go now. So we're going to go ahead and get the fuel pumps on. APU can begin to start, and we'll go ahead and start pushback.
Please show me where you want to go.
And we'll push to the left towards runway 09er.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Excellent. Okay, cool. And then I will have a quick look at the weather here in Kaysan. The altimeter is 2986. So we'll just set that. Cool. And parking brakes are set, so they won't start pushing us. Good. That can go over to map mode. This is on weather mode. And +2. Weather activated on there. Cool. Everything is all ready to go then. Just need to wait now for the APU to come online. Which it probably is it's probably already ready. So APU on. External power off. Plane switched over.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Perfect. So that's ready. Isolation valves and the APU bleed is going to come on now. And we'll leave the packs off for now. Leave the packs off. And that's about it now. So we are ready for departure. Just go ahead and get the radio set up and check that X-Pilot can hear me, which it can. Check my joystick is working. It is. Cool. So we should all be ready to go now. Let's go ahead and shut all of the doors of the aircraft now.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brakes.
So we're not going to release the parking brakes just yet. Just need to wait a little bit. They are now armed though. They are now set. The IRSs. Right. Flight directors left side, right side. LNAV, VNAV. Runway heading, which is 095. No speed, no altitude restrictions, so straight up to our cruise of 380. There we go. And let's arm the auto throttle and go ahead and start the push. And I will do the departure briefing once we've pushed.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
On the tablet. Right, over to ground. Engine 2. And then we need to wait until 25% on N2, otherwise the engine will fail to start. It won't start properly. So it's important we do that. Unlike a lot of other aircraft. Right, there's 20%. It's past that purple mark, basically. That means that we can... Oh, yeah, there you go. In fact, only just now is the jetway disconnecting. Never mind. And we've got an IRS nav only error there. That's fine. That just means... That always happens when you first boot up the systems in the plane. And the engine started yet? It's gone over to auto, so the engine should be ready. Although it's not fully started yet, so we'll wait. And meanwhile, let's go ahead and do the departure briefing. I don't know what's happened to my screen recorder app. That's obviously crashed or something, because it... There you go, I'll get it back. Okay, start the briefing in 5, 4, 3, 2... And wait, I keep remember. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. So here we are pushing back on to taxiway Bravo. We're going to taxi straight ahead to runway 09er. Depart on the Echo 2 today. Our heading at 095, make a left turn above 4,000 feet. And we've got to be go for above 15,000, and that's about it. Straight ahead then to Seal Beach. And the rest of the route today. Pretty much just straight north, quite a bit of headwind, straight up north, and then into Vancouver. So pretty straightforward flight today, and that's about it. So I'll go ahead and stop that. There we go. Cool. And we're going to go ahead and start the other engine now.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
And parking brake can be set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
So, other engine starting up now. 20% past the purple marker. Let's go ahead and turn on the left fuel control, and that means that's being started up now. And TCAS can come on now as well. Disconnect the pushback truck, and then we'll just wait for the other engine to finish firing up. And then in terms of flaps, we'll go flaps 5 for departure today. That should be easily enough, I think. Right, the other engine
disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Right, the other engine looks good now for power. So right engine power. We're on left engine power as well, so we can go ahead and turn off the APU, and the packs can go over to auto mode. And left engine bleeds, and then APU bleed off, and there we go. All good. So everything's basically all done now. We're just going to do a quick recall check, make sure everything's all good with the plane, which it is. Beacon lights can come on now, and APU gen can come off. And there we are, we're basically ready. There's no traffic here for us to worry about, so there's no need to report on Unicom, nothing approaching the airport. So, out we go, parking brake released. And for this plane, we're actually fairly light, so we should be pretty quick here on the ground. Just check that the buzz is working, it is, and just check the brakes are working as well, which they are, so that means that all the controls I need to work are working. There's obviously an APU gen off right there, that'll go away quite quickly. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I do love the 767, a lovely aircraft. Obviously a bit of a longer flight than I intended for today. I thought it would be more like 2 hours, but 3 is fine. And we're off by 2:30 my local time. Right, landing lights can come on, and the runway turn-offs as well. If I can move the camera, there we go. It's a pain that is. And we're going to go ahead and taxi onto the runway here at... Actually, you know what, we'll go off Bravo 10. I think we could do with the full runway length. I also discovered watching someone else's stream the other day, apparently, or maybe it's the 757 that has this. There's a toga button built in, like a fake toga button. There it is, look. The 757 has it as well, but it's like PMDG do. It's in flight sim. Sometimes it's impossible to know exactly where your throttle is, so to make it still look realistic, but for you to have that feature, they put in a toga button that's usually hidden as a screw or a mic button or something like that. There we go, onto the runway we go then. We can go 20 nautical mile range on that. Right, we are ready for departure out of San Diego. It's not quite as dark as it was when we first loaded in. It's got a little bit nicer, although still quite dark, just not as sunset-like. Right, 40%, start the clock, and toga. Well, it's set to the EPR limit, which is set now, throttle set, airspeed's live. Away we go. And 80 knots. Oh, hang on a minute. Rip. My throttle bugged out, which has meant... Yeah, my throttle bugged out, which has meant that Right. Apologies, my throttle bugged out. I moved my throttle with the... Right, there you go. I moved my throttle accidentally. And that has meant that... Oh, great, that's annoying. I accidentally moved my throttle. And it cancelled the toga. And I tried idling the power, and that triggered a rejected takeoff. Right, let's try that again. That's a bit irritating. I don't know why it did that. So like, what it was, my throttle, I always forget, my throttle axis is so small that the game thinks it's being moved, even when I'm not moving it, so it bugged out. Okay, that's really irritating. That means I'll have to taxi all the way back now. We'll do quite a quick taxi. Yeah, it triggered a rejected takeoff, unfortunately, that did. Which is a bit annoying, but never mind. I'm just going to turn off the flight directors on both sides so I can reset them. Oh, they are still in takeoff mode. Yeah, that wasn't intended, never mind. We will reset it anyway, and we'll go again. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird one. So it's when I move my throttle, it triggers the... it triggered... next time I'll keep it at idle power. It triggered the toga to deactivate, and for the power to go idle, which triggered the rejected takeoff auto brakes, and that was that. So we'll have to try again. It hasn't wasted much time though, luckily. We've got a speedy taxi here onto the runway. Luckily there's no one else around, so it's not going to cause much of an issue for anybody else. Which is the main thing. We don't want to be impacting on anyone else as flight. But yeah, that's so much for trying to use all the runway. What do you call a speedy taxi? It's only wasted about 3 minutes. Just not intended, obviously. But never mind. These things happen. I think that might actually be my first rejected takeoff. But so that was because of the... This time I'll just keep the throttle at idle. What I did is I wanted to keep the throttle at about 60-70% on initial climb out so that it doesn't accidentally go to idle power after takeoff, which is what this plane usually does. So what I'll do this time is I'll go toga power now and run, and this time hopefully it won't kick out of toga mode. Right, away we go again. Airspeed is live. Right, this time we're good. Oops. Right, airspeed's live. 80 knots. And again, look at 80 knots, look, it goes over to thrust hold mode. It's done the same thing again. Alright, we just won't use that, I won't use that thing again. Right, V1, rotate, so the V speed to be set, roll.
Up, terrain.
And I was using,
up.
what do I mean, terrain? I think this plane's broken. Positive rate, gear up. It did it again though, it flicked over from auto throttle. Next, so I'm not using that toga button again then. Anyone watching, don't use that toga button in this plane, it doesn't work. Right, we're airborne. Yeah, don't use that toga button. It definitely doesn't work. It just glitches out. And I haven't done a safety briefing either. So now the cabin crew's shouting at me. Right, cabin, right, so autopilot on, runway turn offs off. There you go. We're in the air though, second time lucky, which is cool. In flight, PA will do a safety demonstration, so they stop shouting at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we request your
Flaps
full
on.
attention as the flight attendants demonstrate
And flaps
the
up
safety
actually, getting
features
quite a
of
bit of
this
speed
aircraft.
here.
When the seatbelt sign
Okay, now it's gone over to auto throttle, so I don't know what happened there. I'm not using that toga button again. It doesn't work.
To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle.
And they go into the clouds now.
Keep your seatbelt fastened throughout the flight, as we may.
So yeah, I recommend to anybody who flies this plane, do not use the toga button.
767 has 8 emergency exits. 2 in the front, 2 at the back.
Right, we're climbing up now. We're gonna make a left turn now.
A few moments now to locate your nearest exit. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you.
Round to Banker at 4,000, which is there. I was just making sure it does it a bit early so it knows it can
By
turn.
moving the handle in the direction of the arrow, each door is equipped with an inflatable slide, which may also be detached and used as a life raft. Oxygen and the air pressure.
This plane isn't making a left turn.
In the event of a decompression, an oxygen mask will automatically appear in front of you. To start the flow,
right, over to heading select mode. That's weird. Maybe it can't intercept the path because of how I made it go direct.
The elastic band behind your head and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate.
Okay, I don't know why the plane is attempting to do a right turn. There we go. It's changing now. We're all good.
Secure your mask on first.
This plane's been weird today.
Keep your mask on until a uniformed crew member advises.
Right, there we go.
You to remove it.
We're all good.
In the event of an emergency.
Yeah, for some reason this plane just wasn't even turning. Never mind. Who knows, maybe there's some bugs with this plane at the moment.
And your elbows against your thighs. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor.
We should be good.
A life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Pass the straps around your waist.
Yeah, has it gone over to Almouth mode now?
To inflate
No,
the
it hasn't.
Firmly on the red.
Right, I'll take it over and hopefully Almouth mode eventually decides to work.
Refill the vest, blow into the mouthpieces. Use the whistle and light to attract.
It's quite weird that.
Also, your seat bottom cushion can be used as a flotation device.
Right, what I'll do, I'm going to go direct to Echo,
Your arms into the straps
which makes a bit of a
and
less of a sharp, less of a sharp turn for us.
CD players, laptop computers may be used when the seatbelt sign is off.
There you go, I think we're good now.
Mobile telephone.
There you go, if I set that heading, that should take us pretty much direct to
Or
Echo.
any electronic devices operating with an antenna must be turned off at all times.
Right, over to Almouth mode, and this thing should hopefully work. Right, past 10,000.
Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors
Landing lights
located in
off.
the lavatories is prohibited
Okay, we're
by
good
law.
now. We're all good, don't
You will
worry.
find this and all the other safety information
This is an interesting
in the
flight.
located in the seat pocket in front of you. We strongly suggest you
And then the
read it
speed's
before
coming up
takeoff.
now,
If you have
nicely.
any questions, please don't hesitate to ask one of our crew members. We wish you all an enjoyable
Can't
flight.
believe that.
Thank you.
Anyway, the plane seems to be okay now. It seems to have calmed down, which is good. I don't know what was wrong with that, but never mind. All sorted. That's why you set runway heading after departure, so you can just quickly set it left or right as well. It's been a bit of interesting this. This plane does seem to have a couple of oddities about it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been too long, it's only been about a week and a half since I've flown this aircraft. I obviously last flew it. I've never actually streamed it or recorded it, that's why I'm doing this as a video, so you guys get to see this plane. And there we go. In the air, above San Diego Airport. And then 18,000 will set standard pressure, and I'll pause the recording there. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the start of the stream. Not stream, what am I on about? Recording. Video. It's crazy. It's been interesting. Let's just say that. And then yeah, we'll be cruising at Mach decimal 8.2, so it's a pretty quick plane this, once it gets in the air. But we're en route now. Right, cut up on 18,000 feet, let's go ahead and set standard altimeter, and seatbelts over to auto. And there we go. Hope everyone enjoyed that. I'll see you guys at cruise. Here we are then at cruise altitude. Here, massive headwind. Look at that, 70 knots. Even at Mach decimal 82, we're only going 400 knots. So not that quick. Here it's cruise very quickly actually. Probably rapid climbs because we're so light today. And then we'll be at flight level 380 until at least Pinny, and then we may climb up to 400, although at the moment the optimum cruise level is still saying 380, so, and it's only about 200 miles to Pinny, so I don't imagine it's going to change that much in that time. We've got about 1,000 miles to go to Vancouver, and enjoy the cruise montage that will be coming up. Hello guys, and welcome back to the 767 cockpit here, just before our descent. So, been a pretty long flight really, 2 hours, 20 minutes almost into the flight, 220 miles to go until Vancouver, but we're doing the descent briefing because we're doing a bit of an early descent today because of some of the restrictions on the arrival. So, I'm just going to start the descent briefing in 2, 1, and go. So you can see here is our arrival, taking the grid at 6 into runway 08 left today. From Payne, it's going to be into Egret, where we need to be. I've plugged it into below 12,000, and I've plugged the altitude into 10,000, so that's all set up and ready to go. And then to TATGO, we need to be above 10,000, above 8,000 at Vancouver, and then NACMA above 3,000. Got rid of the Vector because it's basically a direct turn from NACMA to MCAM, and then onto the ILS then at 14 DME in. So pretty good. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Just check that that is set as correct. It is perfect. We're not doing a flaps 20 arrival because we're so light today, so it's quite a low speed arrival for flaps 20. All the ILS stuff, the actual frequencies aren't plugged in yet. We'll do that when descending through about 15,000 feet. And then the airport, you can see here, runway 08 left, we're going to vacate on Mike 3 or Mike 5, and taxi into stand 72 or 73. So that's the plan for today. So get rid of that briefing, there we go. And that is basically the plan. And I'm going to resume the recording, passing about 18,000 feet. Hello guys, here we are, back in the lovely 767, descending through 10,000 feet now. I decided to leave it a bit later until I start the recording in the descent because I want to make the video a little bit shorter for you guys. Because, you know, the longer the video, less people might stick around for it, so let's try and get these a little bit shorter. Because, you know, really, the idea of editing these flights and videos is that you guys only see the key stages of flight, really. The prep of the plane, the departure and arrival, and then, of course, you know, a little bit of a cruise montage and a bit of the charts in between. So, here we are passing 10,000 feet, landing lights have just been switched on. Put that back to that setting.
Very good afternoon, a very good morning.
But yeah, so that's, pay attention to this actually. So there you go, that was on Vancouver traffic, so just paying attention to that. We've got 44 miles until Vancouver, passing 10,000 at TACO. It's been a very slow descent for the last kind of 20 miles, which is why I didn't start the recording earlier, because it would have been a little bit boring. Descending through the cloud here in Vancouver, everything's all set up for landing. So all we've got to do now is land the plane, basically. And we should be touching down in about 10 minutes' time. So just going to go ahead and advise Vancouver traffic. Just typing my message in Unicom. And I'll tell my ETA is like 1627 Zulu, because I think the FMS is slightly off. So you can see we're past 10,000. This thing's going to do a bit of a steeper descent now, because of the fact that we've been doing a very shallow descent for a bit of time. The FPS is massively improved now, because I'm no longer looking at clouds. I'm descending through them. So once you're inside a cloud, the FPS issues just go. The issues with being slightly above the clouds and looking at them, or being slightly below them and looking at them, that's the issue. You can see, look at this wonderful 767. I absolutely love this plane. I'll set a quick screenshot for the thumbnail. But yeah, I really like this plane. I think it has amazing livery as well. It has an amazing livery. There you go, I have taken a screenshot. Right, so you can see this plane's now going to start a bit more of a chilled out descent. I'm going to go ahead and take manual speed control so we can put it down later. You can see there is our arrival there. Everything's all set up and ready. I might take a sort of small shortcut on the arrival to Dalkey to cut out a little bit. That's what I'll probably do. I'll probably, like, from NACMA, because that's what you do in real life, is get a vector. So from NACMA, I'll probably do like a direct to... Actually, can I do a direct to Dalkey? Does that make a little nice interception path? It doesn't, unfortunately. I thought if it made quite a nice little path onto the ILS, it could be quite good, but it doesn't do that. So we'll just do our own vectors instead, I think. So if I set about 050 on the heading, that should be a pretty good heading out of NACMA to set. Just to shorten our arrival a little bit, and also get a better angle for the interception of the ILS as well. Of course. Because that's where the glide slope starts, at Dalkey. At MCAM, there's no glide slope or anything, so... What I'll do, I'll tell the plane I want to be at 3,500 feet at NACMA, so that it can plan my descent accordingly. Actually, you know what, at 3,800, I'll tell it. And that'll just allow it to plan my descent accordingly, which is what we want. So that we can be at 3,000 at Dalkey successfully. Does mean this thing might be a bit of a steep descent for a bit, but you know what, I'll just take manual control of the descent. It's easier. It means we don't speed then as well. Because I'm going to begin to make a right turn fairly soon. We'll probably do it slightly earlier than Dalkey. It'll be about a heading of 355 roughly. And the FedEx in Vancouver said it was departing. It has departed now, so we have Vancouver Airport to ourselves, which is cool. And this thing is struggling to slow, so I'll reduce it to just 1,000 feet per minute in the hope that that allows our plane to slow a little bit. And I think we should start the turn now. I can go direct to Dalkey. I can do that. So what if I do put that in, look? I won't do that. I'll just do it myself once. We'll do it about 3 miles from NACMA. We'll start the turn. And we'll reduce down to 230 knots with a bit of speed brake usage as well. And then we'll go heading mode, and we're going to start the turn. And I'm going to start doing the calls via voice now on Unicom. It's always easier. And what I'll do, I'll arm the speed brakes now. We can introduce flaps number 1. And that should help introduce a bit of drag to get our plane slowed down. Because we are a little bit high at the moment because of the being a bit quick, but we should be good now. I think we're looking alright. And then we're going to go direct, so we're going to use a heading actually to intercept Dalkey at about 030, and then I'll probably make it a slightly better heading after that. So, and I'll go direct to Dalkey on here just so it knows where we're going. In fact, you know what, I think the plane's put up quite a nice little LNAV path there to intercept, look. Quite like that, so we'll use that. Use what the plane streamed up. And we'll arm the approach as well. And we'll go over to heading select mode anyway, because I want to just, there you go, keep it like that. It's about a 050 heading, and then until we intercept the ILS, it should be good. And then we're going to stop descending now for a little bit, and that will hopefully allow us to pull back the speed a little bit. You know what, I'll just use speed brakes. It's a bit better like that. We can use that and then introduce flaps 5, which will allow us to have a bit more drag. Go to 210 knots, because we're only 9 miles out now. Vancouver traffic, Skyways 3811 on the ILS for 08 left. Vancouver traffic, 8 miles to touchdown. Okay, cool, we are... There is the runway, look, in sight. I'm not going to bother with the runway turn-offs because they're a pain to try and click on and off. And that will definitely be certain after landing. Right. So, 7 miles from touchdown, we are on the glide slope on the localizer set. Got an altitude of 3,500 feet. And we're all prepped. Right, gear down for landing. That will help slow the plane down a little bit. Down to our landing speed of 135. And then we'll add 5 knots, so 140. Because we're definitely going too quickly. Well, what was that? Was that a little wind update there? That was weird. I think that was a wind update. But yeah, luckily though, deploying the gear has meant that we can slow down, because I have learnt you can actually deploy the gear at quite a high speed, and it's quite a good tool for slowing the plane down. So we'll go flaps 15 now, and that'll really start to slow the plane down, that will. And we're 5 miles from touchdown, slowing down nicely. So we were a little bit too quick, but I think we're okay. We've got a nice headwind as well coming into the airport, so that's going to help slow us down as well. And we can go, I keep pressing the wrong button, and go flaps 20, and +2 on the weather radar, so that the terrain doesn't show up on there. And you can see our speed's coming down very nicely now. And go ahead and take manual control of the aircraft, and its speed. Keep the auto throttle armed. And there we are. Passing 1,000 feet, there it is. Vancouver traffic, Skyways 3811 on final for 08 left. Vancouver traffic. Not that there's much need to report on the traffic, there's no one there. And speed's coming down nicely now, so we're pretty good. We've got it slowed down, which is nice. I'm going a bit low now, so I'll...
500.
introduce a bit of power as well to keep it up in the air. And then now better. As is the unusualness of controlling a yoke airplane with a joystick. It's a bit odd sometimes.
Minimums.
Don't have quite the same precision with flying it. Right, there we go. We're all
100.
good. We're good.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Idle the power.
10.
Let's get a nice smooth touchdown. Bit of a float, actually. Come on. There you go. That was nice and smooth, that. Right, reverses out. Bit of a float, but I don't mind. Reverses out. And then we'll track them again. Actually, we'll keep them. There we go. And we've missed Mike 3, so we'll go for Mike 5. Hello and welcome everyone to Vancouver. Stop the clock there, 2 hours 57 minutes. Landing lights off. Start the APU. Vancouver traffic, Skyways 3811, vacated 08 left. Taxi stand 73. And then go ahead and disarm the speed brakes. Flaps can go back to what they were set as initially. And there we are. Hello and welcome everyone to Vancouver. Weather's pretty nice. And yeah, stand 7-3 we'll be parking at, I think, today. And the APU gen can come on. There we are. Right. Give this thing a bit more power because it doesn't want to get moving. AP is started up and the AP gen is on. So there we go. Hello and welcome everyone to Vancouver. I think that was a pretty good landing, bit of a flow. It's that I getting back used to controlling a Boeing with a joystick. It's interesting. Deactivates the ILS there and the weather radar, and then make a left turn here onto Sierra and then into the apron, and we'll go to stand 7-3. Not a very long taxi, which is good. Set these back to how the plane spawns in. And then yeah, stand 7-3 should be just off to the left here soon. I think we'll use Jar Design ground handling today. In San Diego I used the one built in, and stand 7-2 and a 7-3, sorry, which is a bit more an angle I think than it is on the chart. I think this might actually be stand 7-4 in reality. Yeah, I don't know, they are slightly messed up. It goes from 7-3 to 7. Yeah, I think this is stand 7-4 on that 7. Yeah, some of the stand numbers are a bit messed up here. Doesn't matter, does it? And then the way I've learnt to park in this game is you basically keep going along the yellow line, and then don't stop on where the yellow line ends. Stop when the thing that says you can connect to the jetway pulls up. That's because that means that the jetway will connect to your plane. Although in this case, it doesn't seem like it has popped up at all, so it doesn't look like we'll be having a jetway. And parking brake connected. Yeah, it doesn't look like the jetway is going to work. It never actually popped up the icon on the left, so never mind. What we'll do instead, we'll go ahead and we will use ground handling, which does take a bit of time to load. Oh dear. Oh, I thought it crashed the game then. I wonder if the GPU works. This will be a good test. I wonder if it detects the GPU. No, it doesn't. Interesting to know. Yeah, I didn't think it would. So the GPU needs to be done from Flight Factor then. Still. There we go, and external power on, APU power off, engine power off, and we'll go ahead and kill the engines. I thought I'd already done that actually, but we'll kill the engines now. Isolation valves can come off, and the trim air and the reset fans can come off, and then the fuel pumps as well, and the hydraulics. Obviously we'll hear loads of like little errors now. Yaw dampers can come off as well, and the window heats, and whatever this is, high frequency something I think, radio, and beacon lights off. I think is the jet bridge should be connected now. Not jet bridge, ground services. And now the jet bridge wants to connect. That's a weird one. Oh, it doesn't actually. It's just displaying up there. That usually means the jetway's ready. Never mind. Right. And the seatbelts can come off. And there we are. Engine start switches can go to off. Packs off. Then get all these temperatures over to off as well. And there we are, that is it. Everything all done and dusted with. The utility buses can come off and the RSs as well. And those two. I always forget to turn on the cargo heats in this aircraft. I need to do that. I always forget because they don't highlight in a colour. It always tricks me out. And then we'll go to a free camera then to finish off the video. There we go. Hope everyone really enjoyed that. That was good fun. It seems as if Jar Design puts the bulk and the actual baggage. I don't know, actually, but that looks okay. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Do consider liking and subscribing, of course, through 1,100 miles today. Wow. That's a long flight, isn't it? Long flight. There we go. Hope everyone really enjoyed that one. Hope to see you in the next one. Go ahead and disconnect from the That Same network before I forget. Actually, let's turn off the TCAS as well. There. And back into the free camera. I do like this Jar Design ground handling. It's really good. And there we go. Hope everyone enjoyed that flight. Hope to see you in the next video. And until next time, hope you enjoy the content on the channel. There might not be that much in the way of iRacing content coming up. I've been playing it a little bit, but I don't know, I just haven't felt like doing videos on iRacing. I feel like there aren't enough even... I'm not doing it that much. Like, a lot of the races I'm doing are leagues and things like that, which I don't make videos about. But anyway, guys, hope you really enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one, and bye-bye!